Alright guys, here we're going to talk about Ash vs. Evil Dead Season 2, Episode 6.
Alright.
This episode has some of my favorite lines
Holy
from the
shit.
season.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I love when they're downstairs and they're trying to hold off this mob, and I might not have it exactly the way it is said.
Okay.
But it's like, how'd you like me to fuck your faces with bullets?
Kelly says that?
Yeah. And she has one other one that's in that
man.
same vein where it's something else about shooting people.
I wrote down 2 lines.
What'd you write down?
There's one that says, Pablo, quit fooling around. You're scaring me, these people. Or he's like, what? And then later he says, we got to go out and find your ex-husband?
Yeah.
Or whatever. And she's like, yeah, he's out there somewhere. And he's like, yeah, something like that.
Got it.
It's so dumb. I'm like, fuck. Those are both Ash lines. I didn't even pick up on anybody else. So that's awesome.
She's just firing, and I need to know what that other line was. But
was it in a similar vein?
It's
of
in
like
the exact
vulgar,
same
like,
location. It's her just wildly shooting bullets out of the thing, and she's like, "Is that a little over the top?" Yeah, you just committed a felony or something like that.
Yeah, no, obvious felony. She's like, I just fired a submachine gun into a crowd of people. It's like that's felony. Oh yeah, definitely. No, so
her 2 lines were great.
They are hole up in Ash's house again, right? Mm-hmm. That's where this episode takes place. We've left the jail. We've gone there. Baal is like in the head of the sheriff, whatever guy, and whips up a mob. He basically takes all the angry people who are like, "You let Ash go? How could you do that?" And he's like, "That's right. We gotta go kill Ashy Slashy." And then they all go to his house, and then there's like a standoff, and that's sort of what this episode is all about. Some things happen in the house that are very Evil Dead-y while this is all happening. But that's sort of the episode.
You have Chet and Bruce in the top floor. They're fighting his sister.
Yeah.
You've got Xena and Kelly are trying to like exorcise Pablo almost to get the right spell from the book to come out and present itself.
Xena and like the new girl, what's her name, daughter of the whatever, are upstairs, and for a while the mother, the Ash love interest, is downstairs with Kelly, but then they start mixing together and all that stuff. Yeah. All these different things happen. Let's talk about the sister.
Okay.
I forgot all about this. Like, it's been so long since I've seen any of the Evil Deads or any of that stuff that I was like, who the fuck is this? Who's Cheryl? I have no idea what's happening. And then it happens. That's all.
Indeed, it does. So that scene's a little weird because this spoilers is Chet's death episode.
Oh my god, he's really dead?
I believe.
Oh, I was hoping he'd be like a weird dead thing.
I can't recall, but I don't think he's still a ghost. I don't know. Regardless, in this episode, they also kind of really paint him as a creep.
Yeah.
And like
he's
a betrayer of his friend. You know, he hooked up with his sister, and then he's like setting up her clothes like a weird and like creep show.
It's like the photo of her, and then like her blouse and her skirt, and he's in there, and then Ash is like, "What are you doing, buddy?" He's like, "Nothing. I got lost." That's like, what? Yes, but then like the blood flows into the clothes, and the clothes like fill up, and it's her. It's this weird thing.
Yeah, always displaying new powers that Deadites have.
Crazy new things that
there's
we've
no
never had
beating
before.
True evil,
right?
It can do anything.
It's the truest of evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She takes a fucking bite out of his neck and like spits it at him, and I'm like, that's a lot of hunk of neck.
That's not good.
I don't think that's good for anyone.
But he eventually dies in like the most comical, like he's obviously dead, but I thought there'd be some weird like American Werewolf in London like thing where he's like a thing now. I'm not saying that I remember that because I haven't seen this season yet. But I'm like upset that I'm like, oh no, is he actually dead? The fuck, we got so little of him.
I like Ted Raimi a lot. And,
exactly.
It's always sad to see him go.
And we just lost Ash's dad, like relatively speaking, a few
Yes.
episodes ago. So this season's not been kind for our
Lee
like
Major's gone, Ted Raimi gone.
For our like peripheral cast. We're getting really narrowed down. I don't like that.
We have an injured Xena in this episode, and she has disclosed that she no longer can heal herself because her children took her power.
Yeah, okay. And are we meant to think that was during that scene where that thing that I keep mentioning happened when like the black smoke like got sucked out of her or something like that, right? Yeah.
That would be my belief.
Dope. Yeah, I like that. I like when you actually see it. I hate when people like refer to something of like, we've been fighting and I'm hurt, and it's like, how? What happened?
The armies of 7 nations clashed. Off screen.
Earlier, and now it's like, I like that we physically saw her maybe lose her powers, and we like physically saw her get injured that one time, and now we're physically seeing her like, sorry, I'm fucked up. I like that. I like a through line.
Yeah, Kelly kind of tells her, like, snap out of it, just fucking heal it.
So what did she say?
I couldn't remember the exact line.
It's something
do
like
Wolverine shit or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's something like pop culture, like do your Wolverine shit, like fix yourself up.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't do that anymore, and you're like, come on. It's like, no, I mean I can't. Like it's like, ooh, sorry, ooh.
Yeah, that cat's out of the bag on her immortality.
Yeah, her nigh invulnerability.
There's a lot of suspension of disbelief in the the crowd and Ash kind of moments.
Okay.
Where it's like, okay, why is no one ever shooting now, but they're shooting then? Like when he first popped out the door, everyone waited for him to talk, and then he punches or shoots his sister or whatever, which would have been another moment where you'd think they would immediately have shot him.
I know.
They don't. They wait as he instructs, and she springs back up.
He says, come on now, wait for it. Come on, any second. And I thought he was going to I thought this whole thing might end with him, not proving it to everyone, but he basically proved it to everyone.
Oh, he super proves it, yeah.
Yeah, she's, very much
She
a
kills
Jedi.
other people. She looks like a demon. Yeah. He cuts off her head.
Yeah. I would almost like it to be a thing where, it's very obvious, but then people still say, oh, it's mass hysteria. Oh, he killed that woman. And, people act like it wasn't.
Well, yeah, it would be hard for a lot of people to believe
obvious.
in demons. Yeah. So I could see a thing like that
people,
happening.
a few rows back were I'm not sure what I saw now. No, I saw it. No, listen now. Come on. You were drinking that night. We were all drinking that night. Have some weird thing where, he can never catch the break still somehow, even though it's so obvious.
Well, that's kind of Ash's life.
That's what I mean. It would be
never
this perfect thing. So, when he's chainsawing her head and the blood is just hitting that one guy, they got some guy to stand next to it and just keep standing there as he got plaster with blood, so much
He's just
blood.
so shocked.
It's so amazing. Yeah. That kind of stuff is fun.
It is.
Yeah, so I liked this whole thing with the sister because even as someone who forgot Evil Dead, they fill it out. He says, you got raped to death by a tree 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh. He's like, yeah.
Another great line is the sister goes, why don't I make like a tree and fuck you?
Yeah. It's pretty good.
It is pretty
flipping
good.
it and acknowledging that yeah. No, yeah. And again, so I'm like, okay, that was that one from the yeah. The whole thing. Is that the same actress even? I don't even know what's going on.
I imagine
just
it
a random
is
person?
just because if it wasn't going to be the same actress, they would have probably hired just a young girl to pick her up where she left off and not age her. But because she's aged, I would assume it's the same actress.
Exactly. Why else would she actually age?
Yeah, I didn't recognize her, and I remember we were at a HorrorCon a few years ago, and all the girls from Evil Dead were there. So but she didn't ring a bell either way, and I didn't look into it. But I assume that is the legit girl. Yeah,
I would imagine that's cool. That's a cool thing. That's probably a much more fan servicey for people that are right there with it and have followed those actresses or those people throughout this whole time. That must have been a good moment. I like that whole thing with the interaction and the taunting. The house is impossibly big and they keep searching for her and this whole thing.
Yeah.
It had a very that type of horror campy feel to it, and I really liked that whole thing. That was nice.
Yeah, they've got a feel to them.
Right, because she's running and hiding, and he's going through hallways as if this house, it feels like an old Nightmare on Elm Street or some weird thing where you're like, how big is this house? What are you doing? All that stuff. It was nice.
Where do they live again? Michigan?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, houses are gigantic. They're known for gigantic houses.
They're known for their cavernous houses.
Oh,
the catacombs.
Have you heard of Detroit?
Well, you see the house from the outside, but again, your brain doesn't even notice that. It all just works. But the in a normal house, you have there's two options. You didn't go this way, so you went that way. It's not I have to search and you hear the voice echoing through and you can keep searching it's some old thing. But that's cool because they were we don't care. We're just gonna make it like that anyway. And then he ends up in the kitchen or some other floor somehow, but doesn't run into Kelly, right? So it's what's going on?
Oh, that happens in some houses.
It's fine. It's good. I approve it. It gets my stamp.
Well, now we're fine then.
It gets the stamp of approval. That's all you need.
That's all I've been searching for my entire life.
Well, now you have it. Meanwhile, that exorcism that we talked about.
Yeah, that's working its mojo.
Circle of Salt.
Once they ripped off his necklace and whatnot.
Right, so that stupid Brujo necklace keeps causing all these problems to happen, quote unquote. It's now interfering with his transformation of her ritual that she's trying to do.
Is that a problem or a solution?
Well, they have to take it off to make it work. All right, so the whole thing is dumb. It's fine. One letter appears, and they're like, "We have the spell we need." And I'm like, "Okay, it's fine. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine." I don't know what they were looking for there, or whatever. But now they have what they need, perhaps to banish Baal back to hell.
Yeah, all they need. We get the ending bit is Ball is inside that woman who's been in for a little while.
Yeah.
Ash sees him for the first
Yeah.
time with that big ass nail, that coke nail of his.
Goes up, yeah.
Getting
No,
ready
and like
to-
he gets seduced, in effect or whatever, demonically, mentally seduced, falls over. I would have liked some weird thing where he's like too dumb to like fall for Ball's like stuff at first, and he has to like try harder to like get through to him because he's so dense and awful and all that stuff. I like the idea of Ash having like that like Fry superpower of like he can't be like tricked because he's like, what the hell, this is bullshit, and just like goes through or something. But whatever.
I think I actually can't remember exactly what happens, but
From here,
but,
I mean,
but
next.
always Ash gets his.
Oh yeah.
My prediction would be something involving the pet tracker has to happen.
Oh god, we didn't talk about that. It was amazing. His whole plan. Ha ha! I'm gonna do this that way. No matter what he does, we can always track him that way. And then she has all these like real plans. It's like okay, we can maybe do a combination of the two. We can do both. The pet tracker. Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, you got to put the pet tracker in him, so that way you can shove your chainsaw up his ass.
Exactly.
It's the only way.
No, I like that a lot too. Where like Ruby has like no, we have to like do the ritual, and he's like, I'm gonna shove my chainsaw up his ass. That nice butting of the heads of like the different things that happen and stuff.
And how different they are. The approaches are beautiful. Always happy to see more of Lucy Lawless. I'll keep calling her Zine though.
That's all you can do. I think that's basically it. So the crowd's no longer a problem.
Yeah, they're
Is
diffused.
the sheriff alive?
Sheriff is alive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just keeps getting cucked. That's
Yeah.
fine. So I assume the town will just magically not be a problem at all, and all of them will 100% ignore everybody. And the kids have to go with Ruby and like find and like help Ash now and whatever he's doing.
That sounds plausible to me.
It's only episode 6. We have a long way to go.
Yeah. All right,
But we'll
guys,
see
so
what
stick
happens.
with us. That was this episode. Listen to the console what you thought about it. Don't die in a fire, and we'll see you next time.
Hello, internets. I just love watching JustDaggers. If you've enjoyed this video as much as I have, click that subscribe button. Peace out, homies.